So we've just arrived here at King's College Uni where we're doing another day of the tour. So we're just setting up now, we're getting the VR headsets ready to give people the opportunity to be put in the position of an animal really and kind of experience what it's like to be one of these animals and just hopefully allow them to kind of gain a deeper understanding of the process in which animal products arrive at our plate.
I don't need to see that immediately before eating.
No. Are you going to eat animals though?
I am.
What animals are you going to eat?
I've got to be honest, again, I don't want to have this conversation directly before lunch. I'm trying to reduce my impact. I'm trying to buy more humane. I'm trying to promote the cause.
What does more humane look like? What is like a humane way to kill an animal?
To kill?
Yeah, what's a humane way to kill an animal?
Painless.
Yeah? Is that humane if they don't want to die?
By my definition, yes.
The issue is, with the demand we have, there is no way we can sustain life on this planet if we continue consuming the amount of animal products we are. It's just not going to work.
Whereas you could feed everyone on this planet off a plant-based diet easily.
Well, the thing is, we're already growing enough food to feed between 12 and 15 billion people on the planet.
That's going to cows, or
The majority of it's going to cows. Would you be able to kill an animal yourself, do you think?
No.
No. If you couldn't kill an animal yourself, is it moral to pay someone else to do it on your behalf?
No.
No. It's the same. The blood's still in your hands because you've asked them to kill the animal for you. Yeah, it's a hard thing. I mean, do you think that the taste or the pleasure you get from eating cheese is worth more than the life of, say, a dairy cow?
you don't have to kill a cow to
Well,
get milk.
what do you think happens in the dairy industry? Why does a cow produce milk?
Cows produce milk naturally, and it gets extracted from within the dairy industry.
So cows produce milk naturally just mean that they're always producing it, or is there a certain thing that has to happen for them to produce it? So do you think your taste buds are worth more than an animal's life?
It's not just about taste. I think in terms of nutrition. I think when we have a decent platform for, say, lab-grown meats that is as nutritionally valuable as meat and as affordable, it is then ethically responsible to switch over to it.
And what do you think? What nutrients do you think that we can only get from animals, or do you think we can get them from plants as well?
Not only get it, it's about efficient delivery.
Okay.
And there are ways to get from other sources.
Yep.
I've tried to live, for example, replacing my protein with other sources. I lost so much weight that I was medically in danger of my life.
Okay.
I simply did
protein
not absorb
deficiency?
well from that.
Well, where do animals get their protein from?
In some cases, other animals.
And what about like a cow or a pig, or a hippo or an elephant or a gorilla?
They get their protein from other sources. They get it
From plants?
grasses.
Yeah.
They also digest differently, so they process differently to how we do.
What about a gorilla that shares 98% of our DNA and a very similar body? Would you ever eat a dog or a cat?
No.
And morally, is there a difference between a dog and a pig and a cow?
Animals.
All animals. And do you think all animals have a preference to live their own life?
Yeah, they should.
And what right do you think we have as individuals, or even as a species, to inflict suffering and pain onto an animal that has a preference to avoid suffering and pain?
Well, I wasn't thinking about it, but now I thought about it. Now I'm thinking about
Good.
it. We have no right.
We have no right.
Thank you.
Thank you so. Yeah. Good. Thank you so much for taking the time, guys. Have a lovely day, both of you. 82% of starving children live in countries where food is grown to feed livestock animals in the West, like here. So
It's incredible when you think about it.
It is incredible. It's the corruption of our world in general, but it's also to do with, the poor distribution of these crops that we could feed to, starving children and starving families. Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you try the headset.
Do bears have to eat?
Yeah, they're obligate carnivores, aren't they? Are we obligate carnivores?
I mean, for me, eating meat itself isn't the problem. It is, but it is the rape of a species is the problem.
Okay, so I mean that's still a problem, right? But so when you eat an animal product, how do you morally justify to yourself that animal being killed when it didn't have to?
I mean, how more like, again, for me, killing an animal isn't a moral crisis. The sustainability problem is more pressing for me.
Thank you so much. Okay, and would the sustainability issue be something that would convince you to stop eating animals?
Probably that would be the killer.
Do you think because you can't do something like you can't kill an animal yourself, is it moral to pay someone else to do it on your behalf?
No, definitely.
No, but you do that, don't you? Yeah. Do you ever think about the animal when you're eating the meat?
If I were to, I probably wouldn't be able to swallow the food.
Right. And what does that tell you about animal products?
It's just unmoral, isn't it?
I mean, this thing of other animals that eat animals like lions and tigers and stuff. They don't feel guilty for the animal they're eating. They don't care because they have to eat the meat.
Yeah.
But for us, because we know we don't have to, it makes us feel uncomfortable because we know it's wrong. And because we have moral agency as humans, which means we can make a decision based on our right and wrong, and because we have the option to eat one or the other, our moral agency dictates that the only right thing to do is to choose the product which has the least amount of suffering involved, which would be the chickpeas over the chicken, or the black beans over the beef, or the soy milk or soy cheese over the cow's milk or cow's cheese.
Maybe not the last one, but for soy milk I can agree.
Yeah, and then the coconut oil cheese, the soy cheese. It's the same principle. Like morally, it's of course the same. The cruelty in cheese is the same as the cruelty in milk, which is the same as cruelty in beef. It's just obviously you've not eaten meat for a while and you're used to that, but cheese is a big part of your diet, so it's harder for you to give that up because it's something you feel personally attached to and because you enjoy it.
That is true, and also because I just don't agree that extracting milk from a cow is the same as killing it.
But all cows end up dead in the end, right? All dairy cows end up dead in the end, and there's not a single farm where that doesn't happen, or at least not here in the UK or here in the West, and especially not the products that we buy. With the animals that you go and buy in a minute, will you know that they've come from a farm which raised them well and they were killed in a painless way?
Yes.
Where do you know where these animals came from?
No, not at all.
So when you buy these animals, will you know that you're living in line with your morals?
No, I'm contributing to a system that I don't agree with.
Right, and how does that make you feel?
Not great, but I'm doing what I can as much as I'm comfortable doing so,
right.
And part of that is selfish.
You've got to be the change you want to see in the world.
It's supply and demand, you know, and the only reason they stop these products is because we demand them to. And the only reason our environment's having these problems is because we're consuming these products.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
As you say, you've got to be the change you want to see in the world.
The thing is, there's only so much room in the public consciousness to do change, because the public is stupid. And they only accept so much at once.
Yep.
So the thought is, do we try and change today the Syrian civil war, which they're campaigning, or the meat industry? Like, which one would people more likely to, what do we prioritise?
But you don't have to pick and choose, really. It's slightly defeatist, and what you've got to remember is me and you, we can maybe protest outside Parliament or go to wherever and say stop the Syrian bombing, but at the end of the day, that's out of our hands.
Yeah.
What our government does, we don't really have much control over, but this only happens because we pay for it to happen.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So what you've got to remember is it's about making small life choices which have a big impact.
Yeah. No, you put a very good argument forward. So it's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Pleasure speaking to you. Have a lovely day,
Take
sir.
care.
Thank you. But the only reason these things happen to animals is because we pay for them to happen, and we have all the power to change that or stop it.
Yes, and we should vote with our wallets.
Right. So when you go now, you'll be voting with your wallet for something you don't agree with.
I'm also tied by the constraints of what I can afford.
Okay.
More ethically sourced food at the moment tends to cost more.
Honestly, when you go to the supermarket next, do it like a price comparison and compare like a bag of chicken breasts to like a bag of lentils or like a tin of chickpeas or something. Compare the protein amounts and compare the prices, and I promise you, if you eat a whole foods vegan diet, it is vastly cheaper. I save more money now than I used to, and I eat just the exact same amount as I used to. But I save money because the grains, the potatoes, the pastas, the rices, the lentils, the beans and all that stuff are significantly cheaper. So you can save money.
Okay.
Have a look anyway.
This is good to know.
Yeah,
Appreciate
it's really nice speaking to you. Thank you for taking the time to talk. And we wean off our parents' milk, and then all of a sudden we switch it for another parent's milk, but this parent is from a different species of animal altogether. And cheese is just the congealed milk, so it's even more concentrated than it is when we drink it.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. I'm listening to everything you're saying, but
Please.
I just think that the cheese just tastes nice.
Yeah, it does. Actually, do you know, have you heard of something called casomorphine that's found in cheese?
No.
So one of the reasons why we like cheese so much, obviously it's got, we enjoy the flavour of it, but it contains something called casomorphine, and this is found in all dairy products, even if it was from the farms we were chatting about earlier. And it's naturally occurring because the idea is it makes the child want to go back to their mother for more milk. Morphine, addictive substances like opium, opiates, so it makes the calf want to go back to their mother for more milk. But what happens is when we drink it, we're still drinking that casomorphine, which means we are getting that satisfaction in our brain, the release of the hormones and the addiction to the cow's milk. The thing about cheese is because it's concentrated cow's milk, it's also concentrated casomorphine, which means there's an extra block of addictiveness. That's one of the reasons why we find cheese the hardest to give up. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel I'm addicted to cheese.
So what moral justification do you give to yourself when you eat animals then?
Probably nothing. I try to blindfold
Blind.
myself.
Exactly. You don't eat any dairy, do you?
No, I don't.
That's a great first step. The dairy's I think for me dairy's really horrible, and if you can ditch dairy, so you don't eat any cheese?
No.
That's amazing.
I don't have cheese, I don't have not even some sorts of ice cream.
Wow, that's amazing. So to be honest, dairy is the one that people find hardest to give up because there's something in dairy called casomorphine which makes it physically addictive, which is why people always find it really hard to go with cheese. So you've done the hardest one already.
That's quite.
Yeah, it's good. Well done.
That's a good thing to know. Yeah.
And I think you just got to ask yourself, are you comfortable paying for an animal to suffer on your behalf when they don't have to? And if the answer is no, then you've kind of got your mind made up on what you know is right to do.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Try not to think too much about it.
Yeah,
Now that you've
I did the same.
raised all of these points, I'm going to go away and think about them.
Please.
All.
Good.
When you talk to people about this, and you ask them these questions, and you see the gears in their head turning as they try to justify killing animals for food but not killing other humans for food. And sometimes, you know, they might come up with some answers and you argue with them. Does it make you angry?
No. Because I wasn't vegan for almost 21 years, and when I had and I would have said the exact same things you used to say. I'd have said, you know, organic farming or local farming. I'd have said, you know, what about if we treated them better and gave them nutritional additions? That's the exact same argument I used to use, and it would be hypocritical of me to be angry at you for using the same justifications I used to use. Do you know, like I don't think that we're bad people for eating animal products. I think it's a bad thing. It doesn't make us bad people, right? And I don't think anyone that does it is a bad person inherently. It's just something we've been raised to do and taught to do. So I'd never be angry at someone for having a conversation with me, you know? I don't think that's helpful. And it'd be hypocritical of me. Yeah,
I'm going to go and think more about this.
Good. I'll give you this flyer. Do you have Netflix by any chance? So we've just packed up at the campus here in Waterloo. We're taking the equipment back to the van. We're going to pick up the food, the cakes, the biscuits, all the baked goods, and the ovens and the pizzas. And then we're going to head back over the bridge, Waterloo Bridge, to the Strand campus, where we're going to set up for the screening.
Although beef trimming is illegal in many European countries due to the pain it inflicts on the birds, it is still standard industry practice here in the UK. So I've just got back from the 4th day of the tour, and I'm really, really tired, but also really happy. It's been such a positive and inspiring day, so I feel really great about it. And I'm also really happy because I think I've got a really good video as well. The first few days of the tour, we were all kind of settling in and kind of getting to the rhythm and the groove of how the days were going to run. So it wasn't possible to get all the coverage and all the filming that I wanted to get done. But today I think that's possible, so I'm really looking forward to getting the video together and showing you guys it all. But it was just such a positive day. Great conversations. People were really receptive and really open-minded. And people were saying they were going to go vegan as a result of the virtual reality and of the conversations, and lots of people saying they were going to research veganism further, so really great. And then there was a screening as well, which was again you know, good turnout, good people watching it, lots of great conversations afterwards as well. And also I did the talk and the Q&A, and those will be filmed and put up in later videos. So let me know what you guys think of this style of video. If you like the format and if you think it's good, please let me know, because it's something we can try and recreate and kind of make it more of a journey, a vlog, and you get to see kind of me going to and from the different places. So let me know if you enjoy that. And of course, a special thank you to my Patreon community and everyone who supports me on Patreon. This is a full-time project. I'm currently working over 80 hours a week on activism. It's taken up my entire life, and it would not be possible to do this tour and embark on this project if it wasn't for my Patreon. So thank you so much to everyone who supports me on there and is allowing me to do this and allowing me to dedicate my life to traveling the country, going to universities, and spreading veganism. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you later on in the tour.